Hi guys, got 5 minutes to sit down, so I'm going to do my video for 22 and 23 weeks, pregnancy number 4. What have we got here? Oh, and of course the book's in the room again. I have to grab that at the end. Zala's been asleep for about an hour and a half nearly. Yeah, hour and a half. So she will be up any minute now. So I'll shoot through this. My last update I did week 20 and then week 21. So it was like a 2-in-1. So I'm doing a 2-in-1 again, but I'm just gonna wrap them both into one because it's pretty much just been the same for the last 2 weeks. So things have changed a little bit, but not too much. I'm still super hungry. My energy levels are still all over the place, and I'm still rather vague, forgetful, and just, I suppose you'd say, blonde. I don't know. But mentally it's been a very horrible 2 weeks, unfortunately. Physically I'm doing great. I mean, I've been a little bit uncomfortable at the top of my stomach and at the bottom of my back, but not unbearably so. I mean, it's to be expected probably now, and just listening if I can hear or not, now and for the rest of the pregnancy. But yeah, definitely not unbearable. Nothing really to complain about, just notable. But mentally it's just, the last 2 weeks have been horrible. I've just felt very useless and very unmotivated. I want to be nesting and I'm not. I know that doesn't usually come to the end, but it would just help so much right now with trying to get this place sorted out. Not nesting and cleaning, but just thinking about it now, I have been complaining to myself, not out loud, inwardly complaining about some of the things in the place. Like, it's quite an old house, so around the windows the paint's peeling and flaking, and you know, little things like that. Door handles not being right, doors not closing properly, things like that that wouldn't usually bother me are really getting to me at the moment. So maybe that is a form of nesting, I don't know. We won't be moving before the baby comes unless we all of a sudden found a house that was amazingly perfect and in our price range. We don't have any plans to move until we buy a house, so whether that be at the end of this year or not for another year or two, just depends on the market. So I'm gonna have to make do with what we have at the moment. Yeah, I've been grumpy, not constantly but easily. Getting easily frustrated. It's like I have a short fuse, and it's not fair because it's the kids that are copying it. Like, they're the ones frustrating me. It's not for nothing, but it's stuff that I'm overreacting to, you know. Like, they're just kids and they're just being kids, and they're not naughty. They're actually really well behaved children, and yes, they get on my nerves, but they're kids, you know. Like, but just the last 2 weeks I've been unfairly snapping at them and, you know, not judging but close enough. Like, sometimes I get that look of disappointment, or you know you're being judged, and I know I've projected that onto them a few times, and then I'll like go and hide and just about have a cry or breakdown because I know I've been horrible. And I mean, I always say sorry and I explain to them, but it's not good enough, you know. So I haven't been happy with myself about that. Yeah, just I haven't had motivation. Some days I'm not interested in adulting at all. She's definitely awake. I'll go get Zala up and on the back. Hello. Say hello. Hi. Yeah, say I just woke up. Yes. Yeah, and I've been feeling like I always wanted to have a lot of kids, and I still do, but at the same time I feel like I've been struggling with this pregnancy like I didn't with the others mentally, and I'm not 100% sure if I can do it again. Maybe that'll all change once baby gets here, and I'm sure it will change once I forget this. But yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but I think we'll get through it. Today I wrote out a plan for food and stuff to do at the house and things like that, and I've been feeling really good today, and eating in the morning, and you know, watching my water intake and making sure I am drinking water and stuff. So maybe that's what the problem has been the last 2 weeks, and maybe hopefully that'll make a change. I can't tell you because it's only been today, but we'll see at the next video in a week or 2 weeks, if that's made much of a change at all. Still don't know the sex of the baby, and my thoughts on it are very indifferent, very split, because I feel like I'm very sure it's a boy, but at the same time, like, that could just be me being hopeful or in denial. People tell me chances are it's going to be a girl. Ariel's fair income that it's a boy, which is a good sign for me, because often the kids get it right. That's my 2-year-old. Yes. And my brother, his partner's due. She was due yesterday, so baby's any day now, and Ariel is convinced that that's going to be a girl, so we'll see if she's right with that. Hey. Baba, yeah, the Baba. And I told Jason the boy's name. I wasn't going to tell him, but I did. And he's not 100% on it, but he also didn't completely cancel it out. He said that if he finds something better before baby comes, you know, if I'll consider it, and I'm open to that. And saying that, the other night, and this is going to sound really silly, but whatever, the other night, in the middle of the night, I woke up with the most horrible cramps. They were so painful, I could hardly move, and it just gave me a bit of a fright, and I lay there for a few minutes waiting for it to stop, and then when it finally stopped, I put my hand on my stomach and whispered his name, the name that I have for a boy, and instantly got movement, and I was just so relieved. I was like, oh my god, you know that feeling like if something's wrong, I don't know, and you just want to feel the baby move to make sure, and that's a positive sign. As soon as they move, I was like, oh, thank you. So it was almost like I spoke to them and they answered, so that almost had me set on the name completely. But like I said, it's a bit silly, and it's pregnancy hormones and blah 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 blah. So we'll see how that gets on. What else? I think that is pretty much everything, really. It's just that mental state. I don't know if it coincides with the girls. They started kindy last week, both of them. So Lilia was already going 1 day a week, so she's up to 3 days, and Ariel started also to go those 3 days. So I was really set on homeschooling, and they don't want to. They want to go with all the big kids and be at the big school and this and that. So I don't know if that's part of it, me just letting that control go and accepting that I can't have it my way, most likely. Don't know if that coincides. And there's a couple of other little things, or if it's all just straight hormones and things going on in my head, eh? And in my body and all the changes. I'm going to run into the room and get my little book so I can read you the passages out of the last 2 weeks, and then I suppose I'll do a belly shot and then wrap it up. Didn't want this video to be a long one, and I think my battery's about to run out anyway, so what she's been jibber jabbering so much. Alright, so here's week 22. This is what it looks like. Don't know if that focused very well or not. Okay, what's going on? You may have back pain. That I do. Slightly, but it's definitely there. Cramps. Had those already. Varicose veins. Nope. Vivid dreams. Speaking about that, I had a very vivid dream last night. Yes, that was strange. You also put on the most weight in the second trimester, but of all the weight you put on, a relatively small portion is the weight of the actual baby. The rest is stuff you need, such as blood, amniotic fluid, larger bosoms, necessary fat stores, and cheesecake. Downstairs there may well be some exhibition somersaulting going on. Yep, that's for sure. The inner ear has reached adult size. There are now eyebrows, cute, and head hair, unless you've got a bald baby. Yeah, you were a bit of a baldy baby. Well, not really, just compared to the other two you were. The lungs are starting to produce stuff called surfactant, a detergent-like substance that will help them to function properly by keeping them expanded after a breath. Weight about 460 grams. That's almost a block of butter. And approximate fetus length this week from head to bum is 19 centimeters. Don't know what that is in inches. Sorry. So that's pretty accurate apart from the varicose veins. And then there's week 23. And it says what's going on. Your bladder is getting squished up even more, so you may need to wee more often. You might feel practice labour contractions from now on called Braxton Hicks, or they may not start for weeks, or you might never experience them at all. I've never had them before ever. Excuse me. Gassy. The fetus is growing like gangbusters and the brain is maturing. Don't pull her tail, you might get scratched. You be gentle. Yeah, nice. Good girl. Some reaches says I cannot talk, I cannot spell, I cannot think. Oh my gosh. Some researchers believe the fetus has started to think. Others, to be safer, say that we can't really tell when this happens, and it may be much later. And anyway, it's probably just stuff like, gee, I like to suck things, and la la la, whatever, or it's a bit wet in here, isn't it? The skin is growing very quickly, but there's not much fat yet developed for plumping up underneath, so the skin looks a bit pruny. Weight about 540 grams. So actually, we're over a block of butter now, aren't we? Yeah, that's a half a kg and a bit. Fatty bum. Okay, average approximate fetus length this week from head to bum is 20 centimeters. So we grew a centimeter in the last minute. So I was trying to get the camera and the book, and you're getting all tangled up in the cord. Alright, I'm going to try and find a spot to be able to take a good belly shot. I don't know how that's going to go. I might just do it by hand. Here, you can take the book, and then I'm going to wrap this up and maybe go edit it if Zyla will let me, so I can get it up today. That would be good. Alright guys, I forgot this belly shot. Oh, let's see if I can put you over here. How's that? Don't know what you can see and what you can't see, but I'll try. Alright, so there's the shirt on, and there's the shirt up with my maternity pants, and I have these, which I hate, which I never got rid of in between children, and I'm determined after this one that they are disappearing. So that's with that up, and that's with it down. Still quite, it's not tight underneath. It's fairly tight on top, but not underneath. I feel like there's still a lot of sag. There we go. And no new stretch marks. Boom, 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 boom. No new stretch marks. They're all from Lilia, from baby number 1. Alright, see you later. I'm going to go try and get this edited and uploaded today. Say bye, Zyla. Bye. Bye, good girl. She's gorgeous. Bye.